They had it all: fame, fortune, a billion-dollar fashion brand. But behind the perfect image, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were hiding a life full of pain, pressure, and deep personal tragedy. What happened to these two girls, once America's favorite twins, will shock you, because the real story, it was never shown on TV. Let's rewind the tape. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were just 6 months old when they were cast as baby Michelle Tanner on Full House. That's not a typo. 6 months. The production couldn't legally work one baby that long, so the girls swapped roles to keep the show rolling. It was a clever workaround that made the show a hit, and the twins overnight stars, without them even knowing it. By the time they were 10, they weren't just TV icons. They were Hollywood producers, running a company called Dual Star that churned out movies, books, dolls, clothes, and even fragrances. Their faces were everywhere. They had theme songs, birthday parties, on VHS, even their own line of lunchboxes. But behind all the glitter and branding was a sad truth. These girls were being worked constantly. They were too young to say no, and the adults around them had dollar signs in their eyes. Their brand was worth millions. And growing. Ashley once said, "We were really involved in the process from the beginning." Even when we were just 10 years old, Mary-Kate went further. In one emotional interview, she said she felt like a little monkey performer, being trotted out for cameras and fans with no real understanding of the life she was missing. Their childhood wasn't lived. It was marketed. While the Olsen brand exploded, their family quietly imploded. In 1995, the same year Full House ended, their parents divorced. The timing wasn't just tragic. It was symbolic. Their father, Dave, reportedly began a relationship with another woman before the divorce was even finalized. Just 1 month after the split, he married his new partner, leaving their mother jarred and the family splintered. Ashley chose not to attend the wedding. Mary-Kate did. That simple choice became a symbol of their emotional divide. They weren't just business partners or sisters. They were two kids trying to survive a divorce in the spotlight. Their dad told the press, "The girls are fine," but that wasn't the full truth. While the world celebrated their success, the twins were dealing with a broken home, intense public pressure, and the emotional whiplash of growing up too fast. And it only got harder. From there, as teenagers, the Olsen twins became the focus of a media machine hungry for scandal. Mary-Kate, in particular, was the target. The tabloids obsessed over her weight, publishing cruel headlines, and before and after photos that painted her as unstable. Late-night hosts and sketch shows made her the punchline. Even Oprah, known for compassion, crossed a line. In a now infamous 2004 interview, she bluntly asked the twins about their weight and clothing sizes. On live TV, Ashley tried to change the subject, but the damage was done. Mary-Kate had just entered treatment for an eating disorder, and the world was watching. Her father and therapist had staged an intervention, fearing for her life. One source said they didn't want to find her dead on the floor. That's how dire it was. Mary-Kate later described how hard it was to admit she needed help. "I don't want to go through life with my eyes shut," she said. But for years, she had been hiding. This wasn't just a celebrity drama. It was a human being, in crisis, and no one stopped to ask if she was okay. In 2004, the girls tried to start over. They enrolled at NYU, hoping to experience a normal college life. But their fame followed them everywhere. They never even moved into their $7.3 million West Village penthouse. Students sold stories about them. Paparazzi waited outside lecture halls, Privacy was impossible. Spencer Pratt, the reality villain from The Hills, bragged that he made $50,000 selling a photo of Mary-Kate drinking at a party. That betrayal sparked a public feud and exposed just how unsafe they felt. Mary-Kate eventually took a leave of absence, sparking rumors of a second rehab stint. In truth, she already had an entire team helping her: therapists, nutritionists, eating coaches. But healing in public is nearly impossible. The twins dropped out of college and returned to their business full-time. Their withdrawal wasn't failure. It was self-preservation. In early 2008, a tragedy stunned the world. Actor Heath Ledger was found dead in his New York apartment. The person he had on speed dial: Mary-Kate Olsen. The masseuse who found him called Mary-Kate twice before dialing 911. Mary-Kate was in California at the time. She promised to send her private security to the apartment, but declined to speak to investigators unless she was granted immunity. People magazine later reported that she and Heath had been casually dating for a few months. It wasn't serious, but it was real. The media exploded with speculation. Why didn't she call 911? What did she know? The investigation was dropped, but the damage was done. For Mary-Kate, it was another layer of grief, guilt, and public suspicion. Once again, her pain became headlines. In 2015, the twins faced a new kind of controversy. Interns from their luxury fashion brand, The Row, filed a lawsuit, accusing the company of unpaid labor and abuse. One intern said she worked over 50 hours a week, collapsed from dehydration, and was hospitalized. Others described crying in bathrooms, carrying heavy coats in summer heat, and working as if they were full-time staff, without a paycheck. The twins' reps called the claims meritless, but they eventually settled the case for $140,000. That payout went to 185 interns. And still, the press found ways to judge them. This time, it was their smoking. Photos of Mary-Kate and Ashley puffing cigarettes became viral memes. Some called it iconic. Others called it reckless. But for the twins, smoking wasn't an aesthetic. It was likely a release, one of the few things they could still do in private, until that too was photographed and picked apart. Mary-Kate's personal life took a dramatic turn in 2020. Her marriage to French banker Olivier Sarkozy had fallen apart. She filed for divorce, but the COVID-19 lockdown had temporarily paused court proceedings. Then it got worse. Sarkozy allegedly terminated the lease on their New York apartment behind her back and gave her a tight deadline to move out. With the city under quarantine, she couldn't meet it. She begged the court for an emergency divorce order. She ended up fleeing the city to stay with Ashley and friends. Meanwhile, Ashley was facing her own private battle. In 2015, she was diagnosed with late-stage Lyme disease. The illness left her exhausted, moody, and physically weakened. Then came the surgery. A cosmetic procedure in 2016 went horribly wrong, causing necrosis on her face, dead tissue that turned her skin black and bruised. She needed oxygen therapy to heal. She survived, but the damage went deeper than the surface. Today, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen have retreated from the spotlight, and that's exactly how they want it. They don't do interviews. They don't have public social media accounts. They skip the Fuller House reboot. Their appearances at events like the Met Gala or Paris Fashion Week are rare, quiet, and calculated. And yet, they built a billion-dollar empire. Their label, The Row, is worn by A-listers and praised by fashion critics for its high-end minimalism. They once sold a $39,000 alligator backpack. People gasped, but it sold out. Yes, they've faced scandal. Yes, they've endured pain. But the Olsen twins didn't just survive Hollywood, they beat it. They walked away on their own terms. They chose peace over paparazzi, healing over headlines, and privacy over profit. So the next time someone says, the Olsen twins disappeared, remember, they didn't disappear. They escaped, with grace, with grit, and with power. If this story shocked you, hit that like button and subscribe for more untold celebrity stories. Drop a comment below. Do you think the Olsen twins made the right decision walking away? I read every reply. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and keep questioning the story behind the spotlight.